Hi, welcome to Jackson Hole Outfitters and Bridger National Forest. My name is Mark, this handsome guy is Buster Jiggs, and today what I'm going to talk about is a few tips and pointers that will hopefully make your horseback ride more enjoyable and more comfortable for you. First thing we're going to talk about is this right here. This is a bridle. This is attached to your horse's head, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to attach it to Buster's saddle horn here. What we're going to talk about a little bit is our reins. This is your steering wheel on your horse. This is what makes your horse turn or to stop. The horses we have here are JHO, they do neck rein. And what I mean by that is if you're going down the trail and you need to turn your horse to the left, what you want to do is extend your arm towards their ears and just turn your horse to the left. To the right is just the opposite. Most of these horses follow really well, which is exactly what we want. I'm not going to have to worry a whole lot about that aspect. Stopping though is a little more important. You want to bring your reins right back to your belly button. If your horse has not stopped or at least slowed down, then your reins are too long. You need to shorten your reins. If you're way back here on your reins, you have no control over your horse. So you want to shorten them up a little bit, come right back to your belly button. Once that horse responds to that, you want to release that pressure. If you keep pulling back on them, they're going to start backing up with you. The hardest thing you will encounter, everyone encounters, is that once we hit the trail, these horses are going to want to eat, and they will test you, they're like children. So unlike stopping, where you want to bring your reins right back to your belly button, to keep them from putting their heads down, which we discourage, you want to pull up on the reins, and at the same time with your heels, just boom, 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 give them a little tap right there, make them go for you. We don't want them to stop and start grazing. Horses are like cattle, they're grazers. But as you can see, these guys are pretty well fed, they're taken care of. So we discourage eating on the trail. Next thing we're going to talk about are these things right here. These are called stirrups attached to your saddle. First and foremost, you want to use them. Ideally, you want a third of your weight in each foot and a third right there in the center of your saddle. Most of the people that come here usually wear some sort of hiking boot or tennis shoe type deal, which is okay, but because of that, we really stress that you do not get your foot really deep into this stirrup. You want to stay right on the balls of your feet. If your foot slides out, it's no big deal. We can always stick it back in there. What we don't want to happen is to have your foot come all the way through this stirrup, because if you were to come off this horse for any reason, that stirrup will twist on you and you'll hang up on this horse. It's going to get ugly. We don't want that to happen, okay? You want to ride where the terrain allows with a level foot. However, coming down a mountain, you want to be able to have your heels down and toes up. You never want to ride the opposite way with your toes down and heels up, either with a level foot, heel down, toe up. Another thing we'll talk about is clothing when we're out on a ride. A lot of mornings we start out fairly cool and it warms up, and you want to remove a jacket or a piece of clothing, and that's fine. But what you want to do is holler at your guide and make sure that they're aware that you want to remove clothing. You don't want to just automatically do it. What can happen is you'll be taking off a jacket and the wind catches it and it starts doing one of these, okay? It's liable to spook the horse, okay, and cause an accident. We don't want that to happen. So if you would, just holler at your guide. Also, as we ride, we'll go uphill and downhill. As you go uphill, if you would, kind of help your horse out a little bit, and to make yourself more comfortable, just lean forward slightly. On the downhill side, just backward, just a little bit slightly, okay? Nothing too extreme. If your saddle starts sliding a little bit, usually to the right, just put all your weight in that left stirrup, grab your saddle horn, and just kind of roll that saddle back. What you're looking for is you want this saddle horn to be even with your horse's neck right there, okay? Now, if it stays real sloppy, by all means, holler at your guide and have him tighten up your saddle, okay? During our trail rides, we will often take breaks for periods of time, often to eat lunch, etc. And when you remount your horse, for whatever reason, you want to be sure to mount from the uphill side. Most people, which is common, you mount from the left side of the horse, but these horses will allow you to mount on either side. So you want to be sure that you're on the uphill side, so you're not sticking your leg way, way up there trying to get on your horse and pulling on your saddle. Make it more comfortable for yourself as well as for your horse. Where we're at, located here, it's a very beautiful spot. This is what makes horseback riding fun. Get out and enjoy the mountains, get to see some scenery, hopefully some wildlife, and enjoy your horse and enjoy your ride. Hopefully this was helpful to you. We encourage you to come and ride. That's it.